Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Today is January 6th, 2021. Milo and I welcome you to the Julie and Milo show. My name is Julie, my dear friend Milo. Milo, please say hello.
How you doing from Nashville, Tennessee?
Thank you, Milo. As always, every time when Milo and I get together, we love talking about Onpassive and we love to think outside of the box. And we wanted to use this channel, this show, to be able to help a lot of our founders who having probably difficult time to share Onpassive because Onpassive is so big. So you might ask, what is Onpassive? Onpassive is an artificial intelligent information technology, and it is CATMO. You might heard that term. CATMO spelled CATMO. C stand for Complete Digital Solutions. A stand for automation, 100% automatically, and it is artificial intelligence. T is targeted traffic. If you're a business owner, Onpassive will be able to deliver targeted traffic to your business. M stand for money, and money in form of residual income for life, generational income. O is Onpassive, and Onpassive has always over delivered. So today, Milo and I get together and we wanted to share a topic that someone asked us to do a video of. They asked us if we could do a video about how Onpassive could help accountant. And to have a disclaimer, Milo and I are not accountant, and we are not here to advise accounting, idea or anything like that. Milo, please continue to kind of with that disclaimer for us to go into our conversation.
Thank you, Julie. That's a good point. We're not that, but what we do know is own passive, and we like to get people to think outside the box and think this is such a big company. It's so broad that it will do so much for so many different people. So if we can start right from the beginning, let's talk about how will it help accountants. Number one, it's a very secure platform. It has a VPN built in it, so you're on a virtual private network all by yourself. We all want security. We want the most security system around, a secure system around. Well, that happens to probably going to be on passive because it's built right into the system. It also has an IP tracker, and if you're looking for new customers, there's no doubt that this system will help you build new customers and retain old ones. Because what it does, you can put your website right on that site, and now you've got all the tools for your customers. But better yet, what a better way than to have them sign up under you, sign up under yours, and they get all of those uh, software themselves, which makes your job as an accountant a whole lot easier. It would flow from one thing to the other. So that's one of the things.
Absolutely, Milo. When you're visiting the accountant, you know that they do have a website. They need to have a domain. They need to have a way to communicate with their client, that they can communicate when they're asleep. And they have a way where OnPassive provide them with a technology where machine learning, it's keeping all of the communication and kind of playing it back and communicate with their client. Not only that, it helped me as an individual for me to sort out kind of like a bookkeeping in a way, that every time when I see my accountant, I have to gather documents, I have to gather all the bank statements and everything. I believe OnPassive provide us with the ability for us to organize all of that, where I don't have to spend hours and weeks and days to gather that and then send that to the accountant, and they have to sort out everything and then they'll do our tax. So it will give us a lot of time. It's eliminate a lot of the time and actually the accuracy of it too. Am I correct, Milo?
Absolutely. I feel that that is definitely correct. Number one, a sales bot is on the website that will, if they get in there, it can schedule all their appointments or whatever. I mean, it will give feedback to the customer. So that's one thing. But like you said, it eliminates all the redundancy of, okay, I put it into my system. Now I got to take the paper, print it off, and take the paperwork over to the accountants, and then the accountant's got to sit there and he's got to key that all in. That all takes time, and then once that's keyed in, then it goes in. So why not have it where that your person has that software that they just key it in and it automatically can go right to you. And that can be anywhere from, whether you're a small business, a big business. We had Susie McCrae on. Now, if you go back to our videos where it says how, or no, it was just an interview with Susie McCrae, the Hula Hoopin' Honeys. That's who it was.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Well, she does a great job explaining those staff. How would that help? How would that help a company? I mean, if you listen to her interview with us and she goes through all the things that she used to do as a human resource, and it puts all that information in there for you, and now all of a sudden, boom, you can send it over, to your accountant. You can say, this one was paid this much, the account payables is this much. Everything is all in there. It almost eliminates or makes his job so much easier, because that's all done for you. And I mean, it can run right through your QuickBooks if that's the case, or whatever kind of accounting system you have. So I just see it as a huge plus.
Absolutely. Milo, I really, really, really liked the webinar, the O Connect, that Ash has showed us in one of the private webinar. And I really like it for the fact that it's connecting everything together. Well, let's just say that let's just say that you are my accountant and I'm your client. We can actually have that webinar, just two of us meeting, and I can drag my bank statement or the expenses and I can show the accountant, oh, this and that, and we can have that conversation where it's so secure that we can have that conversation and have that document in front of us. It's kind of like we meeting each other face to face and talk about it. And then if he has questions, I can answer it right away. I can sign things on there and then send it back to him. I mean, just imagine that when Onpassive go live, knowing what we know so far, we can connecting the dot and saying that is something that we can do. I mean, it's cutting so much time, because I think time is so important to us. And the goal, the vision that Ash is creating is that it's give us the time of freedom. And I love that.
Absolutely. Great point, Julie. I never even really thought about that. But yeah, you could sign a document right in front of someone and not even have to go into the office and, not have to worry about your paperwork because it's all right there. You're filling it out as it comes in, so it's all right there. That is a great point. Another product that's out there is O Academy. And when I think about O Academy, that's a great product for a school or for teaching. So what better way is there to gain new clients than to teach them about the tax laws? You could have them come to a class and teach them about tax laws, and they like the product. Guess what? They sign up for you and you start making money on Onpassive. It's like a double win. It's crazy good.
Yeah, very true. And another thing that Ash has talked about is that when you have your own website, let's just say julienwynn.com, it's me, it's real me, and it features everything about me. And he said it's so easy for you to build that me website where you just drag and drop and drag and drop. Or he said this, that if you use the artificial intelligence technology, it can build thousands of web pages that featuring me, whatever I'm doing in there, and it's just automatically running. I mean, the way how we look at our back office, we have like over 150 websites for each and every one of us, and they are incredible design and very futuristic, I think. It's really cool. I love that part about it. Do you want to share a little bit about that? How when you heard that, how did you feel about it?
Absolutely. I mean, artificial intelligence is the wave of the future. Now, if you think that you've seen products like this or you've seen a system like this, I can assure you, you have not, because it's never been done before. It is being built now. We are not a MLM and we are not a network marketing system. What you have to understand is we are a global company that's around the world, 212 countries that we're into. We're licensed, we're registered, and we're not only registered, but we are going for the gold seal, which very few people have. Now, a lot of people think, well, Onpassive, you know, it's a brand new startup company, it's this, it's that. It is a brand new startup, but let me explain to you how this startup started up. You know, it started as this small thing and it's grew to this massive thing. Right now, there's over 425,000 people in it. Okay, can you imagine a company starting with 425,000 customers on day one? It's ridiculous. It's crazy, you know, but that's what's going to happen. So, just to give you a little example of, you know, when Microsoft started, it took them 1 year to get to $1 billion, or 5 years. I'm sorry, 5 years. And when Google and Amazon came along, you know, it took them 3 years to get to $1 billion. Onpassive is not going to have a problem at all within 2 weeks of making that $1 billion. You know, they will be a unicorn company. You know, so as Onpassive founders now, you know, originally it was that we was wondering, well, I wonder how much we'll make and this and that. No longer do we do that because we know that the money is going to be there. We can see. I mean, you can follow the projections of where it's going to be with how it's growing now, and you know that it's going to be a multi-billion-dollar company. You know, they have 50 products that are under the umbrella of Onpassive that, and we've talked about a couple of them, you know, but there's 50 of them, and out of those 50, there might be 30 that can be standalone billion-dollar companies day one, you know, or shortly after, as soon as, you know, so let's say 2 weeks. 2 weeks, they can all be billion-dollar companies, you know. So I'm very fortunate that I was introduced to this, even though at the time I thought it was too good to be true and it could never happen. After you get in, you research it a little bit and you find out the heart of Ash Mufareh. You know, I say this all the time, you know, we're changing the world one person at a time, you know, and it started with Ash Mufareh. He has such a giving heart, you know, and our hearts, the founders have following kind of that suit that, you know, he wants to give back to people. He wants to bless humanity. He doesn't believe in, you know, all the greed that's going on and stuff like that. And so I say, you know, when we first come in, we had dreams about how much money we will make. No longer do we do that. We have dreams about how much money we'll be able to give away to help our fellow man. You know,
Absolutely. And I'm glad you brought that point up because OnPassive is a real company, real business with real people, has real story, and I know a lot of the shows that we have done in the Julie and Milo show, we get to talk to so many people, and all of us right now basically we're not focusing on how much money we can make anymore. We get to expand our mind, expand our heart, and we make plan how we can use what we make in OnPassive and be able to share that with the world, share that with people. I love Oh Bless. I think we should talk a little bit about Oh Bless. Oh Bless is something where each and every single one of us, if we have, and everyone who joined OnPassive has a heart of giving. If you are not having a heart of giving, you're not part of OnPassive because I think Ash has made that really clear that he is here to create a legacy where he could create thousands and thousands of Mother Teresa in every corner of the world. And on bless, oh bless, I'm sorry, it's a place where we can do that. I know you are very big in charity, and I know we did a charity, a video how Onpassive could help charities. I know you're very big about it, and I know we're talking, but I wanted to ask you, what is it for you when you heard about Oh Bless?
Well, Oh Bless is great, and I love it. It's like a GoFundMe page, that you can give money out. So that's one way to bless in the community, which is awesome. I mean, when you think about it, if someone has a fire, now they've got to sign up for a GoFundMe page, and GoFundMe takes part of the money. Well, guess what? Passive don't take any of it. It all goes right to the person, and it goes direct person to direct person. We didn't even talk about the wallet, but we're running out of time. But there's so much we can talk about that it's crazy. But the other way you can bless that I really like is, say you've got someone that you want to bless, rather than just giving them money, why not give them a spot in Passive? That will pay them every month, and you're going to have enough money that if you need to, you need to fund them for a month or something because they need money, you can do that. But you buy them a spot underneath you or underneath whatever your charity is or whatever. And not only is it blessing them because they'll bless them every month, they'll bless them every day because it's paid real time. But not only that, it will bless the person that gave it to you. So if I'm here with a bucket and I start out with a bucket this big and I start pulling money out and paying for people's spot or whatever, the next week or the next month I look in my bucket and it's this big. There's more money. So I hand out more money, and then the next it's bigger. And it just keeps getting bigger and bigger. And you say it the best. Tell us what you say.
Well, what
Yeah.
I have been saying is that Onpassive is a gift to humanity, and it is a gift that keep on giving. And it's all started with Mr. Ash Mufareh. And
I love
Milo, I think Onpassive is a subject where we could continuously talking every day. I know there's night you cannot sleep. There's many nights that I cannot sleep because, I mean, I could not imagine what type the money that I can make in Onpassive, which will will exceed everything that I've received or make in my life. And I'm so blessed that you share this Onpassive with me, because when you told me that, I'm like, that's too good to be true. It's there's nobody in this world would do that. And yet, the more I plug in, the more I connecting the dots, the more I know that Mr. Ashmore is the only man that willing to do that, to change the humanity professionally and individually. And I think our conversation is really long today, but
it. We're running out of time, that's for sure. I'm looking at my clock over here and saying, man, we got to end this thing. But we could talk all day about Onpassive. But now let's just take, for example, that I did bless you telling you about it. But guess what? It blessed me. It blessed me. I mean, I'm blessed beyond measure because you brought in a lot of people. Well, guess what? All those people are on my team too, So no matter where you are in the system, it doesn't matter. It's just about Onpassive. It's not about me. It's not about you. It's not about anything. We want to make these videos that everybody can share them, man. You just do whatever you want to. You share them. But man, it was great talking to you, Julie. And like I said, we could go all day, but we're out of time. So we
I
better
know
close
we
this
are.
back down. So you
I
take us.
know, I know. Everyone, if you're watching this video, we are so passionate about what we do, what we share. Feel free to take this video, feel free to share it with, copy it, do whatever you need to do to share with people the passion that you have. And if you hear this message, you should go back to the person that shared this with you. And if you are a founder, we wish that you plug in. We wish that you could feel the connections, the love that we have with Onpassive, and see all the founders, sharing their real story and connecting. So thank you for watching us, and see you next time.
Good night from Nashville.
Take care. Be well.